It's an alley-oop over to Ben Ezra. What a feed to Anthony. Gets it to go. At the free throw line. Splash. Oh!
Hey everyone, welcome into the Max Athletic Center. I'm Yosef Silver alongside Avery Stepner as we are here for a Tier 1 qualifier game between the Kohelet Kings and the YULA Panthers. Well, this is the NCSY Summer pregame show, NCSY Summer, best summer ever. Now Avery, who are the key players to watch in this matchup?
Yeah, so Yosef, I think the main guys here are going to be Daniel Benjamini and Alex Gabai. You know the saying, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Let's see if that holds true today.
So obviously both of these teams looking to win now and look to advance into Tier 1. They would take on Ida Crown, tomorrow. What do they got to do in order to advance?
Yeah, so Yosef, both these teams, they play very fast-paced style. They both like to space the floor and get their shots up. I think the team that shoots at a more efficient clip from the field is going to be the winner today.
All right, well, we're all set over here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Tier 1 Sarachek basketball.
For many decades, NCSY has provided the best summer ever for thousands of teenagers who have joined to take part in all of the great things the land of Israel has to offer. This summer will undoubtedly be the best summer ever, but also the most meaningful summer ever, as we join hands with our brothers and sisters in Israel in rebuilding and making Israel as great as it will be for all of us. These are most uncertain times, without a doubt. We do not know everything that tomorrow will bring. We are still mourning all that we saw yesterday and over the past few weeks and months. But of a few things we can be certain. We can be certain that Israel will rise again. We can be certain that now, more than ever, is the time to come to Israel and to join in the process of the building of this glorious state. Come join us this summer, now more than ever.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as we are getting set for this Tier 1 qualifier matchup between the number 2 seeded YULA Panthers and the number 15 Kohelet Kings. And as we get set, let's start with today's starting lineups. Starting lineups are sponsored by the Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure you visit us online to check out all the great events and opportunities we have for YU students. And starting with the Kohelet Kings, we have number 14, Daniel Benjamini, number 23, Usher Collin, number 5, Asher Liss, number 1, Izzy Wiener, and number 3, Chesky Levitt. Who on this team are we looking out for tonight?
Yeah, so Kohelet, a bit of an undersized team. So look for their biggest player, Izzy Wiener, standing at 6'2", super athletic. He's going to have a big game down low and really take control of the paint if Kohelet wants to have a chance at an upset today.
And for the Kohelet Kings, and for the YULA Panthers, as we're about to get tip-off, starting at guard number 1, Judah Robin. Starting at guard number 2, Alex Gabai. Starting at forward, number 22, Yoni Hollander. Starting at forward, number 23, Yishai Rosenblatt. And starting at guard number 24, Jaden Azarol. Hollander inside to Robin. Robin with a nice layup for YULA.
And Yosef, when talking to Coach Lenny Nicoletti, he said that last year they had a tough time at the beginning of the tournament because they were a little shell-shocked by the massive crowd here in the Max Stern Athletic Center. It's going to be key for Kohelet to start this game off fast and physical and ready to go.
And the scoreboard in the gym shut off. I don't think the refs have noticed, and now they do, as they're going to have to work through that. I guess something got unplugged. We're going to send it to a commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. They were able to fix the issue. And now it's Levitt for Kohelet. Although it seems that there may be a shot clock issue. As they're going to reset the shot clock to 7 seconds as Benjamini to inbound.
Yosef, it would be a Sarachek game if we didn't have some technical difficulties going on.
Well, of course not. And that layup by Levitt was no good. Azrael with the rebound. Now over to Yishai Rosenblatt. Excuse me, that's Yoni Hollander. Hollander working on Liss. Gives it into Rosenblatt. That's back out to Hollander. And he nails the three. A good, strong start for the Panthers in this one.
Yeah, and Yosef, what's interesting, Yoni Hollander, actually one of the bigger players on this YULA team, standing at 6'2".
As that steal was forced by YULA. And Rosenblatt almost had a dunk. Couldn't exactly get enough height on that. And Coach Nicoletti is going to call a timeout for Kohelet as we will send this to a commercial break. We'll be right back. And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as we have yet another shot clock violation. Always fun with that. As YULA is up 7-0 on Kohelet. Avery, what have we seen so far?
Yeah, so it seems like YULA, a team that actually has, fun fact, the most wins ever in the Sarachek tournament. They look a lot more composed now, a lot more settled in. They're getting their game going. They're getting the shots that they want. Kohelet has to turn things around in their favor.
As that's going to be a moving screen, on I believe they're going to call it on Levitt. Let's see what they put up. And that's going to be YULA ball.
And look, I just think you need to see one shot go in if you're Kohelet. Look to get an open shot, maybe for one of your shooters. Once you see that first shot go in, everything else can start falling.
And Levitt now over to Wiener. Wiener to Benjamini. Benjamini bringing it up to the top of the key. Working on Robin. Liss with it now. Benjamini driving the lane and gets the layup to go. Robin bringing it back up quickly. Robin gets it back, driving the lane, and that is blocked by Izzy Wiener. Hollander, now to Goodbye. Goodbye back to Hollander. Hollander tries to do some work, couldn't get it. And that's taken by Usher Calon. Now Benjamini full court pass to Levitt. Levitt driving baseline. Lots of contact, no No call from the officials. And they're going to say that is off number 23, Yishai Rosenblatt, and Kohelet will retain possession.
So Yosef, a good possession offensively, and then a stellar possession defensively. Kohelet looks like they've settled in. That timeout looked to be effective. Let's see if they can build on it and continue to come back.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot already in this tournament. The key is, very often who can just get their composure first. A lot of these teams come into the tournament very nervous, anxious. Some of them haven't played basketball in already a couple weeks. Their seasons may have ended, in February or even before that. And very often it's just about who can, get settled, who can play clean, who can play smart, and get it to go. As we're going to see Benjamini inbound. Calhoun with it. Benjamini. Deep three from Benjamini. And that is nothing but net. Daniel Benjamini putting the team on his back.
And Yosef, we talked about it in the pregame. Daniel Benjamini, one of the top players in this tournament. There's been a lot of hype around him. He's going to have a big game today if they want to win. And he starts off very strong with an early 5 points.
As that's another good defensive possession from Kohelet as they're looking to push the pace. And that's going to be a charge that was drawn by, I believe, number 23, Yishai Rosenblatt. Another strong defensive play by Asher Liss. He's really shown up for them defensively. It seems to, every time the ball's in the half court, he seems to get a hand on it.
Yeah, Liss is one of the leaders of this team. Speaking to his coach, he said a lot of good things about him. He's a senior, one of the leaders, and especially on the defensive side of the ball.
As it's going to be Wiener. Benjamini. Now to number 8, David Abergel. Benjamini with it now. Benjamini driving with the floater. And that's no good. Rebound goodbye, and they're looking to push the other way. Pull-up jumper. No good from goodbye. It's Coach Nicoletti calling out plays to the offense. Wiener for 3. That's no good. Rebound Jaden Azarol.
Joseph, Izzy Wiener is a 46% shooter from downtown. And a lot of people will look at him and say, well, he's a big guy. He should be down low getting layups. But really, he is the best shooter on the floor. And they should continue to go to him from beyond the arc.
As that jumper was no good.
And one thing I may add is Coach Nicoletti told us to expect a dunk from Izzy Wiener today. Let's see if he can create a highlight for us to remember.
As that's a 3. In and out. That was number 3, Hesky Levitt. And Abergel on the layup. Looked like he got fouled, but nothing from the official. Benjamini with it. Pull-up jumper. And that falls for Benjamini. So Daniel Benjamini, I believe he has all 7 of Kohelet's points here in the first quarter. As a little bit of a dry spell for YULA.
Yeah, and Kohelet, generally a very balanced offense. But Benjamini being the top player that he is, has really taken over today.
As that 3 from Azarol is no good. Liss there to grab the board. And that's going to be a timeout by Daniel Benjamini. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. NCSY Summer is the premier summer trip provider for Jewish teens across the world. With over 20 plus programs spanning the US, Israel, and Europe, NCSY Summer can find something for you. Visit summer.ncsy.org. List with it now. Over to Levitt. Levitt, good work on Josh Barak. List back to Levitt. Levitt cutting inside. And good job by Levitt finding space in the lane.
Yeah, no save. What you're going to see going forward is YULA's going to key in on Dano Benjamini, him being the player that he is. So look for these other players like Levitt, Liss, Wiener. Look for them to all get involved offensively as defense keys in on the other player.
And that's something talking to Coach Nicoletti. He was very into the balance of his team. Let's see if the rest of the team can prove that they actually are as balanced. As Benjamini drives the lane. Puts up a contested jumper. No good, but rebound Abergel. That's going to be Liss for three. That's rebounded by Yishai Rosenblatt. So a little bit of a messy play. Josh Barak with it. And that's Hollander for three. And that's a second three from Yoni Hollander. And Coach Pollock is going to call a full timeout for YULA. And we're going to take another commercial break.
What does it mean to be yourself? It's being bold.
Throws the alley for Terrell. Oh my goodness!
It's having heart.
I know that I have a responsibility and a platform to shed light on the Jewish community as a whole.
This is the professional debut for Ryan Terrell. He's trying to be the first ever Orthodox Jew to play in the NBA.
But most of all, it's being proud and wearing it. Clipped helped Ryan's fans show their pride. Let us help you spread the pride at your school with your own hassle-free merch shop. Contact Clipped today for your free consultation.
Never be afraid to be who you are.
And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as David Abergel has it. Excuse me, now that's Chesky Levitt with it. Asher Liss got Barak to jump. Callan with it. Wiener at the wing. And that's good from Wiener. You were speaking about his three-point prowess, proving it there.
If Izzy Wiener can get going from the outside, also given his height and what he could do on the inside, it's going to be a really long day for YULA.
As Kohelet now up 12-10 after a 7-0 start from YULA. So good run here of late by Kohelet. As this is Adrio Williams with a nice shot. That's no good. Rebound Josh Pachter. Josh Barak for three. And that hit the sixth defender. That string above the basket. And it's going to be Kohelet ball.
And Yosef, Adrio Williams, a senior guard, is one of the best shooters in this tournament. He's been getting a lot of hype going into it. A lot of people talking about him. Bringing him off the bench in this game, he's going to have a big impact.
As there's 2 seconds left, Benjamini just going to chuck it up. Almost had it. And that is the end of the first quarter. Scores Kohelet 12, YULA 10. As we'll be right back with second quarter basketball. And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as we get ready for second quarter basketball. Reminder that after this quarter to stay tuned for the Camp Step It Up halftime show, which will be after halftime. Benjamini. Now Usher Callan. Benjamini gets back as he was swarmed by YULA defenders, and the refs are going to call a foul on YULA.
Now, Yosef, we talked about how important it was to come off to a strong start for Kohelet. But now they've gotten off to a good start. And now that you're up by 2 here in the second quarter, can you sustain it? Can you continue to work your offense the same way you've been doing the entire year and continue to stack buckets upon buckets and win this game?
As it's Yashar Pour all over Pesky Levitt, and they're going to call a foul on the floor.
And I know it's 2 early fouls for YULA, but I do like this aggressiveness and physicality by the Panthers. You're a top seed. Sometimes you may be coming to this game thinking that you're moving on to the next round, thinking that you have it in the bag. But it seems like they've woken up, and they're going to start playing with a lot more energy and intensity as this game progresses.
And now it's Levitt. Nice screen by Benjamini. Pull up from Levitt, and that's going to count with the foul, as Levitt will have the opportunity for a 3-point play.
See right there, that's a great move by Levitt. Just so many scores, so many outside shooting by this Kohelet team. And obviously he got some help from the backboard on that one, but I'm sure he is not complaining.
And that free throw is no good. Josh Barak with it now. It's interesting to note that Kohelet is a team that typically has a very shallow bench, but we've already seen about 10 different players for YULA. Wonder if that factors into things.
Yeah, and when speaking to Coach Nicoletti, he said that he doesn't want such a big roster. He wants, if guys aren't going to play for him, he wants them to develop on the JV basketball team, and that might be a reason why they didn't bring such a large team to this tournament.
As that layup from Williams, I believe it is going to count. The ref says count it. So it's now 14-12, Kohelet lead.
And there's Williams with the bucket. We talked about him earlier. A really good scorer. But I do think, Yosef, I think we need to see some of these star players for YULA, Alex Gabai, Judah Robin, Yishai Rosenblatt. Let's see them get involved. Let's see them try to spread it around and diversify their offense. And if they can get going from a bunch of guys, it's going to be a different game.
And right on cue, checking into the game for YULA are Yoni Hollander, Yishai Rosenblatt, and Jaden Azarol. So starting lineup back in for Coach Pollock, trying to change things up.
Seems like he was listening to us.
And Levitt with it. Azarol defending. Gives it over to Abergel. Benjamini. Gabai really in his face. They're not giving him any space. Into the corner. Levitt, 3 seconds on the shot clock, puts up a 3. No good, rebound Abergel. Abergel puts it back up, and that's rebounded by Yishai Rosenblatt. YULA looking to push the other way. It's Josh Barak with it. Yoni Hollander. Gabai. Back to Barak. Barak directing traffic. Hollander thought about the 3. Barak drives the lane. Inside to Rosenblatt, but that was blocked. And now Abergel recovers the loose ball.
Yosef, I've been really impressed with what I've seen so far from Kohelet, not just what they're doing on offense, but they're playing big. This Kohelet team, one of the major issues they've had this year is that they're not so big. They don't have anyone above 6'2", but they seem to be doing just fine against a bigger YULA basketball team.
As that's Levitt with a pull-up jumper, no good. Hollander looking to push, and that's been a common theme that we've seen from the Panthers, always looking to push. And he basically drives straight to the lane and lays it in.
Hollander off the hot start, leading this YULA team in scoring.
As it's now a tie game, 5 to go in the second quarter. Benjamini directing traffic, Gabai in his face. Benjamini drives, pulls up, and that's rebounded by Jaden Azarol. Barak over to Gabai. Gabai with a nice layup. Lays it in, forcing the timeout from Coach Nicoletti for Kohelet, as we are going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. Hey everyone, welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. We would like to thank Dougie's for being a proud MacsLive sponsor. For the best barbecue and grill in Teaneck, make your way to Dougie's. Go to Dougie'sBarbecue.com to order. The link is in the description of this video. So just under 5 minutes to go. Currently a 16-14 lead for YULA. What have we seen so far in the second quarter?
Yeah, so I think we've seen YULA kind of wake up a bit. They came in a little sloppy. Maybe, a long flight, the red eye from LA to New Jersey. But in the second half, they've woken up a bit, and now they lead by 2.
That's a nice play from Calhoun. Liz pulls the board. Calhoun with the floater. And that's corralled by Jaden Azrael. Azrael into Gabay, and that is a nice transition offense. Kings have really been getting killed in transition.
Yeah, and Yosef, one of the interesting things to note is that these are 2 non-Yeshiva League teams. As you know, the Yeshiva League, they play with the shot. They do not play with the shot clock, pardon me. But out-of-town teams generally do play with the shot clock, so they're generally more fast-paced. And this suits them a lot more.
As that's Wiener with a 3. Big 3 from Izzy Wiener. And Hollander tried to answer with a 3 of his own. Wiener grabs the board. Levitt looking to push. Maybe try some fast-paced basketball of their own. Levitt drives the lane on Azrael, and that's an athletic layup by Chesky Levitt. Nice move by Barak. Tried to give it to Rosenblatt, wasn't expecting it, and that's a turnover. Benjamini pushing the other way. Hollander wasn't able to set himself in time, and that's going to be free throws for Daniel Benjamini.
And Yosef, I think we've seen 2 runs from Kohelet come straight out of timeouts from Coach Nicoletti. It seems like whatever he's saying in those huddles are really working out for them. He has his guys ready. I don't know if it's a tactical thing or just hyping them up, getting them some rest. But they've been really sharp coming out of timeouts thus far.
As that free throw from Benjamini is no good. Want to receive Sarachek news and updates and get close game alerts? Join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the description of this video.
And Yosef, we've seen a lot of great matchups so far today. And it seems like right now, this game is following suit. A 2-point game. You would think a 2 versus 15 matchup, generally very lopsided. But as we see, Kohelet is no normal 15 seed.
As that's a nice play by Rosenblatt. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound fought for Judah Robin. Now Barak for 3. And that's a big 3 from Josh Barak to regain YULA's lead.
Josh Barak, a senior point guard, is described as a very calming presence for this team, a leader on the court. He's a great passer. But as we see there, also has a bit of range to him.
As Benjamini cross court to Abergel. Abergel lost it, got it back. Liss with it, back to Abergel. Directing traffic. Benjamini. 2 seconds on the shot clock, they gotta put it up. Wiener for 3. Big 3, Izzy Wiener answers right back for Kohelet.
And Joseph, we talked about it. Izzy Wiener is gonna be a big player in this game, an incredible shooter.
As Barak.
And they were lying about his 46% 3-point shooting.
Yeah, I believe Wiener's 2 for 3 in this game as Barak tried to answer the answer, but that was not good as YULA's going to retain possession on the out of bounds.
And Yosef, it seems like so far the fast-paced style of basketball has really been a beneficiary for Kohelet. I think it would be wise for YULA to maybe try to slow this game down. Maybe try to work the ball around, limit possessions for Kohelet, try to get the ball inside. It's one of their big men. But it seems like they're kind of playing into Kohelet's game plan over here.
As Rosenblatt at the line for 2. And he hits the first. After the second quarter ends, don't go anywhere. We will have a interview with one of the coaches, with our sideline reporter Matthew Lauren, and then we will have the Step It Up halftime show, so don't go anywhere.
And Yosef, one thing that'll be interesting to see as this game goes on is we've seen YULA playing their signature man-to-man defense. However, Coach Pollock told us before the game that sometimes they like to mix in a little trap zone. So maybe this man isn't working so well. Kohelet's getting their shots. Maybe look to speed them up and force turnovers with the zone trap defense.
That's a strong drive by Benjamini, and Asher Liss is going to get called for the foul. Excuse me, not Asher Liss. Josh Barak is going to get called for the foul on that one. Benjamini hits the first. Come to Como Pizza for some great pizza, pasta, salads, and even awesome breakfast options. We will be streaming the games in-store, making it a great place to watch the games while you eat. They brought us lunch today, as always. It was wonderful. Wonderful people, wonderful atmosphere, wonderful food. Big fan of Como Pizza. As that was a nice rebound. And even more athletic defensive play for YULA. As Alex Gabai has it. Michael Greenfield, back to Gabai. Hollander, Gabai. Greenfield with the layup. That's a nice layup from Michael Greenfield.
Greenfield checked to the game. It looks like YULA just has a very deep roster. Just a lot of guys, especially a lot of guards. We see Barak and Greenfield come off the bench and make immediate impacts. Maybe that'll be a factor going on later in the game.
As that was a nice poke by Barak. Azrael taking it, and it completes the finish. 26-24 lead for YULA. Just about minutes ago. Levitt with Azrael defending him. We've seen really aggressive defense from YULA. Benjamini slowing it down. 17 on the shot clock. Benjamini drives the lane. And that's rebounded. Full court pass. And Alex Gabai finishes the touchdown. Errant pass by Kohelet. And now YULA is going to get the ball in the half court with the shot clock turned off. I'd assume they'd hope for one.
And Yosef, this is not the way you want to end the half. You had so much momentum throughout this first half, but a couple sloppy plays can lead to a 2-possession lead for YULA, maybe a 3-possession lead. They really got to get a stop now.
Greenfield, Gabai, no good on the three. Collin with it. And that's out of bounds, but I think that's going to be halftime. So at the half, the score is YULA 28, Kohelet 24. And we are going to go to our sideline. We are going to go to our sideline reporter, Matthew Lauren, who is standing by with Coach Pollock. Matthew, take it away.
All right, so I'm standing here with YULA coach Mike Pollock. Mike, you guys had a slow start to the game. Started first quarter, wasn't your best quarter. What do you think went well in the second quarter for you guys that allowed you to take a 4-point lead going into the half?
Not much, honestly. We just competed at the level we should be competing at.
All right. And what do you think you guys need to do from here on out to close out the season? Okay, thank you so much, Coach.
All right, and thank you, Matthew. Coach Pollock, a man of very few words. And don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the Camp Step It Up halftime show.
No matter how hard we train during the week, no matter how hard we go with basketball, we go on field trips, we go here, we go there, we make sure not to compromise our Jewish identity. At the end of the day, we are Jews and we are Hashem's children, and we have to be like that every single day, no matter how busy we are.
If you're looking for help on a certain weak point in your religious activities, then you can ask the rabbi. For example, I asked how to lead davening, and now I'm starting to do mincha and shachari, and it's really fun.
I don't come to camp just to run 3 minyanim a day. I come to camp because the kids bring with them an inspiring energy, something that I'm able to draw power from for myself, and ultimately I'm able to share something with them that I love, that I'm passionate about, and having those two things together, it's unstoppable. We're able to both grow in such a way that we leave as different people than when we came.
Shabbos at camp is definitely very special. we started off, there's Kabbalat Shabbat, singing, dancing, all of that. And then something I personally really enjoy is every Shabbos I go to a learning group with one of the counselors, Noah. While being a great coach, he's also very wise and really knows how to just talk to kids and have a serious conversation with them. That is really special to me because if kids choose not to play basketball and they kind of want to use the day to rest, there's still opportunities to enhance your Jewish life.
No question to us is a bad question. We make sure all the kids feel comfortable asking us even about Al Netilat Yadayim in the morning, saying brachot on food, why do you put on shoes a certain way, why do you tie shoes a certain way, and we just want to make sure that we can start somewhere with them and go beyond that. I teach a shir on Shabbat that's usually meant to go 30 to 45 minutes, but ends up being 3 hours long, and me and the kids talk about life, we talk about halacha, Pirkei Avot, Lashon Hara, and we cover all bases, and it's my most important day of the week.
We offer a variety of programming. We have learning groups that appeal to all different age levels, in-text learning, out-of-text learning, mitzvot, philosophy, Gemara, Chumash, bar mitzvah lessons. We have special programs that go on Rosh Chodesh, Tisha B'Av, Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, even secular holidays like 4th of July. We have all the necessary pieces for kids, regardless of religious background, to live their best Jewish life, and they might even learn a little.
Mark Sanford. This is my third summer with Step It Up. First time overnight, and throughout the year I'm a full-time assistant coach and player development coach, pro-personnel scout for the Memphis Grizzlies. The O'Bannon brothers and Brevin Knight. And for me, its existence alone separates itself from the camps that I'm familiar with. The attention to detail, the coaching, and the commitment to developing these young players. What I want to give them is my time. I want to give them an opportunity to ask questions, to have their questions answered. I want them to see or have a glimpse into the dedication and the commitment that is required for results in this sport. If I could have come to Step It Up as a child, who knows the heights to which I could have ascended. And I had great parents, and it's not about that. But it is about just certain parts about the sport and life and the bridge that brings them together that I think could have been extremely beneficial to me as a young basketball player coming out of Dallas, Texas.
Thousands worldwide choose Israel for their gap year. Masa has opportunities for interning, studying, volunteering, and exploring throughout the country.
Doing an internship on gap year, I learned all these skills that no kid who hasn't gone to uni is supposed to know yet.
My experience at Masa, learning about Judaism and Israel, is going to help me take those values into my future, into college, and then bring them into the rest of my life.
Now, more than ever, this is your time to explore Israel, explore who you are on your Masa gap year.
And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. Our halftime show is brought to you by Camp Step It Up, located in upstate New York with busing provided to and from camp. Camp Step It Up is the most proven Shomer Shabbat basketball camp in the world, featuring 33 current Sarachek players and over 400 past Sarachek players, as well as YU and Stern College stars over the past 12 years. There are programs for boys and girls grades 4 through 12, including 1 to 7 week options in both the U.S. and Israel. There are 3 minyanim per day, learning groups, and a camp rabbi. Past campers include many Yeshiva League MVPs, over 60 college players, and an NBA draft pick. Additionally, some of the players in this game are Camp Step It Up players, including Yoni Hollander, Josh Pachter, who's been going there for 5 years, and Michael Greenfield for YULA. For more information, email office@campstepitup.com, call 888-600-0908, or visit timetostepitup.com. That's timetostepitup.com. And now we are going to take it to our halftime interview with Coach Matthew Lauren, standing alongside Coach Larry Nicoletti for Kohelet. Matthew?
All right, so I'm standing here with Kohelet coach Lenny Nicoletti. Coach, you guys came into this tournament heavily heavy underdogs against the number 2 YULA. What do you think has allowed you guys to stay this close into the game in the first half?
Honestly, for everything we're here, we're just lucky to be here, right? That's what everyone thinks, right? After people say we don't play a lot of Jewish schools, so people don't know what we can do. But this is what we've been doing all year. We have intensity. We've got 6 guys that give it their all, and honestly, it's team basketball. That's how we win.
It's awesome. What do you think you guys need to do to I don't want to be superstitious, but
in the game, limit fast break points in the half-court set. They only have 10 points. Most of their points are coming in transition. We're also doing a good job not fouling shooters. They only have 2 free throws, so if we keep them out of transition and off the free throw line, we'll stay in this game.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, Yosef. And
thank you, Matthew, for that wonderful interview with Coach Nicoletti. Apologize if I said Larry Nicoletti. Wasn't sure if I said Larry or Lenny, but that is Coach Lenny Nicoletti of the Kohelet Kings. And Avery, what do we see in the first half from these teams?
Yeah, so I'm going to echo what Coach Lenny Nicoletti said in the interview. Transition offense and defense is going to be a major factor going forward. It's a very fast-paced game. There's a lot of turnovers. There's a lot of pushing it. I like to call it free buckets when you get a steal and a fast break layup. Whoever gets more free buckets is going to come out of this game on top. So it's going to be key to, number 1, take care of the ball, and number 2, get back on defense. Those are the 2 things you need to watch out for in the second half.
As with YULA up 28-24 on Kohelet, that's going to be sure to be an interesting second half, as there looks to already be an issue with the shot clock. So I guess a little bit of a repeat of the first half, having trouble starting.
I think we need to give the shot clock the benefit of the doubt. It's been worked very hard today. There's been a lot of games. It's been 4 today already, 1 last night. We'll be taking on a lot over the next few days. So let's be nice.
As we appreciate the hard-working shot clock, as that is Yoni Hollander. Inside to Azarol, and that is Yishai Rosenblatt. Nice bang-bang play. And I believe that is a timeout from Coach Lenny Nicoletti. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Clearly didn't like what he saw from his team on that defensive possession.
Yeah, I think that was more so just beautiful passing by YULA. I mean, the overhead pass, they had Robin at the high post, but they threw it over him down low to one of the bigs, and then passed it off to the other big. Just beautiful passing. And Coach Pollock, I guess, the halftime speech, maybe a bit rough on the team, but it worked out.
Yeah, and I think Coach Pollock was all out of words after halftime. They were maybe in the huddle for 10 seconds at most, as Benjamini is going to take it down for Kohelet.
And Joseph, I think it's going to be key right now. We talked about coming out strong in the first half. It's just as key coming out strong right now. You're down 6. You don't want to let this game get away from you. Let's see if they can make some shots here early on in the quarter.
Especially after YULA ended the first half on a 6-0 run. It's Wiener with it. Is it Abigail? Now Wiener. Benjamini. Benjamini tries to drive, and he's going to get tied up with Gabai, and that's going to be a jump ball, as Kohelet will retain possession.
And Yosef, I think in the first half, Benjamini was really good, but I also think Wiener, his shooting is going to be has been a key so far and will be a key as we get later into this game.
That's a 3 from Liss. No good.
And look for Izzy Wiener to start getting some more looks from beyond the arc. I think that'll be very beneficial as he's shooting 46% from 3 and 75% from 3 today.
As Robin with the jumper. No good. And now Wiener. Calhoun. Benjamini. It's interesting, YULA looks to be in a zone. Levitt with it. That's a nice strong drive from Levitt.
Levitt has just been coming up with some clutch buckets. That's his 2nd and 1 on the game. Obviously had that bank shot and one from the elbow in the first quarter. Then now a very strong take inside as he has a chance to get this to a one-possession game.
As it's Azrael. Azrael for three. In and out. Cal on Benjamini now.
Couple solid possessions by Kohelet defensively. Let's see if they can build on it and maybe make a run of their own.
As that is going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to be on number 23, Yishai Rosenblatt. As after a little bit of a broken play, Yishai Rosenblatt with it, and he skies for the layup.
Jose on that one, it looked like he was going to throw that one down, maybe give us a little bit of a highlight for Yeshiva League pass post, but just decided to do the smart play and lay it in.
Benjamini, let's try to set a screen. Benjamini drives in on Robin, down low, and that's no good. Athletic rebound, but YULA comes up with it. Azrael driving now. Benjamini looked to have made a little bit of a business decision going out of the way, and that's an athletic layup for YULA.
And Yosef talked about highlights. I think Azrael heard me talking about Yeshiva League pass, and he got excited, tried making one of his own. Let's see if they can actually get something that can be posted.
Benjamini, strong finish.
And Yosef, it seems like every time YULA makes a couple of plays, gets a couple of buckets, Kohelet's not going away. They're always responding, whether it's Benjamini, Levitt, Wiener, they're always coming back with the bucket of their own.
As that's a three from Hollander, no good. Rebound Wiener. Levitt with it. Now to Benjamini, directing traffic. Benjamini with Robin defending. Interesting, in the first half we saw it was mostly Goodbye defending Benjamini. Now in the second half of it, Coach Pollack decided to put Robin on him.
Yeah, I think just trying to get some fresh legs. You know, Benjamini is quite a handful as a defensive assignment. Try to keep your guys fresh is key.
That's a nice play in transition from YULA and lays it in by Alex Goodbye.
And Yosef, just on what you said before, Judah Robin is obviously a really good player and is really known as a two-way player, one of the best offensive and defensive players in this tournament. And when you have so many good defenders, so many good players at your disposal, you can do things and switch players around and really throw many bodies at Benjamini and these other star players.
As that's going to be a foul on number 24, Jaden Azrael.
And earlier this month, before this tournament, Bet Tefillah a couple weeks ago beat Kohelet by 30. It was quite the blowout. So it's been really cool to see Kohelet come out today, very strong, not backing down from a very good YULA team, really wiping out the stink from that loss a couple weeks ago.
That's a deep three by Benjamini, no good. And it's going to maintain Kohelet possession. I thought maybe there was a little bit of contact there. The ref just saw that straight out of bounds.
And on that point before, the only other team actually the two other teams that Kohelet played this tournament, one of them being Kushner, they beat them pretty handily. And Maimo, who we saw win a big game earlier today, Maimo beat Kohelet on a buzzer beater three, a game-winning buzzer beater three. So Coach Nicoletti told us that he has confidence his team can hang with the best. They just gotta know it. They just gotta come in and play like it.
As that jumper hit the rope above the hoop, and it's going to be out of bounds YULA possession. Coming into the game for YULA, number 4, Eli Edry. Jaden Azrael takes a seat. Hollander, now Goodbye. Hollander again at the wing. Gives it over to Robin. Inside to Rosenblatt, and that's a nice jumper from Rosenblatt.
And Yosef, in the first half, it was a lot of Yoni Hollander doing it for the YULA Panthers, but now it seems like they diversify their offense. You've seen Rosenblatt, you've seen Robin, you've seen Gabai, you've seen all these players come to life as they start to settle in.
Lots of handoffs on this play for Kohelet, as that is going to be a foul on the side. It's going to be called on number 4, Eli Edry. Benjamin to inbound the ball. Let's see what Coach Nicoletti has drawn up. And Benjamini didn't like what he saw, and he's going to call timeout, which is going to send us to a commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Thousands worldwide choose Israel for their gap year. Masa has opportunities for interning, studying, volunteering, and exploring throughout the country.
Doing an internship on gap year, I learned all these skills that no kid who hasn't gone to uni is supposed to know yet.
My experience at Masa learning about Judaism and Israel is going to help me take those values into my future, into college, and then bring them into the rest of my life.
Now, more than ever, this is your time to explore Israel, explore who you are on your Masa gap year.
And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as YULA has a 10-point lead on Kohelet with just under 3 to go in the second quarter. Kohelet's going to inbound baseline. But Avery, what have you seen so far in the second half?
Yeah, so we've seen YULA just come out with a ton of physicality, trying to psych out this Kohelet team, push them around. And this is it. This is the big moment. If you're Kohelet, this is what you want. You want to be in a position where you got to show up. If you're Daniel Benjamini, Izzy Wiener, some of these top players, it's your time. Let's go and get it. Go make a play. Don't be scared.
As it's Benjamini with it now. Robin defending. Benjamini drives. That kicks out to Wiener for 3. And that was no good. Abigail inside. And pass could not be handled by Usher Callon.
Yeah, and Yosef, he had that layup right there, Abigail. Sometimes a little too unselfish of a player. That's why his teammates love him. That's why he's one of the leaders of his team. But right there, you got to go up with it. Got your team at 2.
As it's Robin. Now goodbye. Hollander. YULA's been really settling in the half court recently, as Abigail was able to get a hands on that, but Rosenblatt picks up the loose ball and puts it in.
Yeah, and Yosef, even though there is a shot clock in Sarachek with a double-digit lead, sometimes it is beneficial to maybe run off 20 seconds, 25 seconds. That all accumulates and gives Kohelet less possessions to try to come back. That could be a smart strategy going forward for YULA.
Definitely something we've seen, as that attempted shot by Daniel Benjamini goes out of bounds off YULA.
Now, I wouldn't be as presumptuous to say that they should pull off a frisk from a few years ago and hold the ball for an entire quarter. I think that's why there is a shot clock in Sarachek. But it is basketball. It's within the parameters of the game, within the rules to do so. And smart strategy could work.
As Wiener with the inbound. Now Abigail. Callon. Now Liss. Benjamini. Benjamini puts it up. I think he got it off, but it wasn't in. And it was a nice play by Callon to try to bounce it off YULA out of bounds. But he was not able to complete it, and YULA's going to inbound in the backcourt.
Yeah, and on that possession, Yosef, we saw guard Rafi Mark, who is standing at 5'6", was taking Izzy Wiener. I think if you're Kohelet, you got to recognize that matchup. You got to look to get it inside to the big fella with the height mismatch of that magnitude.
And Benjamini. Now goodbye back on Benjamini. Wiener with it. Callon with the screen. Back inside to Callon. And that's a nice play from Kohelet as Usher Callon puts it in. Lead back down to 10. Just under 45 seconds to go in this third quarter. Hollander. Mark. Hollander again. Goodbye. Hollander. Back to Goodbye. Goodbye at the wing. Hollander the other wing. Starts to bring it in. Pass is tipped. Rafi Mark picks it up. 8 on the shot clock. Alex Gabai taking it in. Benjamini set up for the charge. Gabai finds his loose ball, and that's a nice heads-up play by Alex Gabai, converting the layup.
Alex Gabai, good strong take. It was pretty good defense right there, getting the ball in the air, but those 50-50 balls are really what decides these games, and Alex Gabai, a veteran point guard, been in Sarachek before, he knows what it takes, and a very heads-up play to get the and one, and he looks to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, most of this YULA team was actually here last year. They were the team that upset North Shore in the Tier 1 semifinals, as that looks to be a loose ball foul called on number 34, Tyler Fialkov.
Jose, this is part of me. This is a big possession here. Actually, looks like they've hit the bonus. I guess my thoughts are not to be portrayed to the public right now because we got free throws coming up.
Yes, with the new high school rules that were implemented, it used to be like college that both quarters were counted as 1 half, and 7 was 1-1, 10 is 2 shots. Now with the new rules, they changed it. Now it's like the NBA. Once you hit 5 fouls, you get 2 free shots. So interesting to note. But going back on Gabai was actually the only underclassman to make the All-Sarachek first team last year, as he really impressed in their semifinal run before losing to Valley Torah.
Yeah, I think what's great about Alex Gabai is obviously he's got the talent, but he's also got the mentality to go with it. A very confident, has a lot of confidence. He's not afraid to pull it. He's a very smart player. He's a good leader, good passer, and all that. But when you need a bucket, you need someone to make plays for you. Alex Gabai is the man for the job.
As 14 seconds, he was told for 1 shot. Rafi Mark.
It's a key defensive possession here. And on
as that pass was tipped, 6 seconds. 5 as Callan brings it down. 3 seconds. 2 driving the lane, and that is blocked by Yishai Rosenblatt. I would assume they're going to put time on the clock, but what an athletic block by Yishai Rosenblatt. As the referee walks over to the scorer's table, I'd assume they'll put about 1 second left on the clock. I think the 4.4 that they did put back on may be a little bit generous, but at 0.4. So with 0.4 seconds left, they're basically just going to have to full-on catch and shoot.
A lot of commotion going on in the gym right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fans felt that the quarter was over. As Callan to inbound. And that's going to be Wiener, who probably wouldn't have even been able to get it off, but it did not go. And it is 42-32. YULA leads at the end of the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the final quarter of this game.
Story with French fries. The rules of glass utensils. What's the story with going to a non-kosher sushi restaurant? I use a dairy blender to make a parve cake to serve at a meat meal.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center as we begin this fourth quarter with YULA holding a 10-point lead over number 15 Kohelet. That's a 3-pointer from Adriel Williams. No good. Rebound, Ariel Yasharpour.
And Yosef, it's going to be a very key couple minutes for Kohelet if they want to keep their Tier 1 dreams alive.
That was a nice inside-out play between Yasharpour and Barak as Josh Barak with a good 3.
And right on cue, not the best start, not the start you're looking for if you're Kohelet. Let's see if they can respond, maybe with a 3 of their own.
It's Benjamini. Deep 3 from Benjamini. Almost had it. Front rim and out.
And Yosef, I'm all for, being confident and putting shots when you see it. But I don't know if Steph Curry is playing in this game. That may not be the best idea to shoot from the logo.
Yeah, key element for Kohelet is not just going to be to take, use their good players and get them in good positions, but to take the smart shot and not necessarily rush things, even though they are down 15. As Benjamini's there, Wiener wide open three. Couldn't get it to go. Levitt. Callan for three. Sorry, that was Abigail on a baseline jumper. Wow, and that's going to be a foul.
Say the fast-paced game is it's getting to us. A lot going on. It's been very exciting. A lot of back and forth action between these two great teams.
Bit lost in the excitement over there, I guess, as it's going to be Michael Greenfield taking it down for YULA. Kohelet in their 2-3 zone. It's a little bit of an errant pass. As off the out-of-bounds play, they're going to call it off Asher Callan, and YULA will retain possession. Josh Barak to inbound for YULA.
Yeah, and Yosef, something that's going to be interesting to see down the stretch is a lot of the bench players here on YULA are now in the game. They got to be playing hard. They got an entire tournament ahead of them. Maybe try to work for some minutes, get the coach's trust.
And that's Barak for three. He's going to be short on that.
See how they perform over the last few minutes of this game.
As Williams lost it. Now Abigail. And after a little bit of a mess, Benjamini's going to quarterback that over. A little bit of a questionable pass from Benjamini as Josh Barak up in the tempo. Barak tried to get it down low. And Callan and Josh Pachter are going to be called on the jump.
Yeah, Callan was not happy with that call right there. He felt like he was fouled. Maybe got hit a little hard. It's been a very physical and long game. YULA definitely tries beating you down and wearing you down as the game goes on. And Callan maybe just displaying some of that frustration as they're down 15 with 5:30 to go.
And Benjamini, baseline jumper for Liss. No good. Callan, strong offensive board. Putback couldn't go, but overall nice play. Good awareness by Asher Callan.
And Yosef, as we get to the twilight zone of this game, generally Kohelet likes to play back on defense, let the game come to them. But they might be given no choice. They might have to bring some pressure, maybe start pressing, or at least taking the YULA guards from half court. One thing down the stretch is it's going to be interesting to see what Lenny Nicoletti, the great coach from Kohelet, decides to do.
As Callan hit the first, missed the second, but good rebound by Abigail. So on that point, another key for Kohelet is going to be offensive rebounding. As that's a nice layup by Josh Barak.
And Joseph, we talked about at the beginning of the half how important the transition game is, taking care of the ball, getting back on defense. And right on cue, it doesn't seem like Kohelet has really listened, has really answered that.
Benjamini wide open three. No good from Benjamini. He's been a little cold here lately. Greenfield tried to cut inside. Yasharpour for three. And that's no good from him. Another long pass. Benjamini with it, and he'll slow it down.
Yeah, Joseph, I don't know if Benjamini has sat once this game. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but he's been playing really hard. He's had a lot of defenders, a lot of really good defenders thrown at him throughout this game. Despite maybe going a little cold in the second half, I think he deserves a lot of credit for the fight that he's shown today. And hey, there's still 4:40 left in this game. You can still see they make a few shots, maybe mount a comeback, but I think Coach Nicoletti might have to call a timeout here and get his team a little rested.
Asher Liss goes to the line for what looks to be some technical free throws. Didn't get to see what happened there, but he'll be shooting those empty shots as he hits the first one. We would like to thank Chopsticks for being a proud MacsLive sponsor. For the best Chinese food in Teaneck, you've got to go to Chopsticks. Head to chopsticksusa.com. That's to order online. The link is in the description of this video. That's Chopsticks, CHOPSTIX USA.com.
And Yosef, as the kids say nowadays, chopsticks is it's gas. It's very, very good food. Definitely go check it out. My favorite thing there is the beef lo mein. I would highly recommend it.
As Benjamini to inbound. Wiener with it. Back to Benjamini. Wiener.
If he had looked up a bit earlier, Benjamini would have found Wiener wide open for a 3 at the top of the key.
Calhoun. Nice pass to Liss. Tried to go under, didn't get it. And off the loose ball, that is going to be YULA basketball.
Yeah, and Joseph, I think Izzy Wiener is a little upset right there. He was open for about the entire possession. 46% shooter from 3. You don't get a better opportunity than that. They got to look for him down the stretch if they want to make a comeback.
It's like you said, big players show up in big moments. Kohelet's gonna need their big players to really step up in these last 4 minutes. And off the poke from Azarel, it's gonna retain. Kohelet will retain the ball.
Yeah, and one thing I think YULA needs to do right now is they're going a little too quick. I think they're pushing the ball too much. A lot of times you'll see veteran point guards, even if they have numbers, they'll slow the ball down in the backcourt. They'll walk it up the court. They'll take the entire shot clock. The point isn't to win big. The point is just to win. Let's get out of here, move on to the next round, and you just want that's what you got to do. So let's see them try to slow down this game.
As Levitt with an aggressive drive, and he will be rewarded with a potential 3-point play.
And Joseph, that is Levitt's 3rd and 1 of this game, 2nd of the half. It's a really great player. That's a strong take. A great pick there by Liss, and just powerful finish. A chance to make it a 3-point play.
Reminder that all Sarachek games that are played in Yeshiva University will be broadcast on MacsLive.com and the MacsLive YouTube channel. Subscribe to MacsLive on YouTube and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single Sarachek broadcast.
Joseph, I don't like the passiveness of this Kohelet defense right now. It seems like they're hanging back a little bit. They got to force some steals and turnovers to get themselves extra possessions.
And on cue, Asher Liss getting all in Michael Greenfield's face. And they're going to call a charge foul on Michael Greenfield, as I believe that was Asher Calhoun drawing the charge.
Asher Calhoun, a great player. You may not see, all the fancy stats, the points that you may see in other players, but he's been doing the dirty work, getting rebounds, taking charges. Truly an inspiring leader for this team, and he rewards his team with an extra possession here down the stretch.
Levitt drives the lane, gives it over to Calhoun, who couldn't get it to go. And that is a nice steal from Liss. And an errant pass from Levitt, all resulting in YULA possession as they look to push.
Yeah, I don't know if Levitt was expecting that ball right there.
Barak wide open from 3. And that hit the top of the backboard. So it's going to be out of bounds. Kohelet to inbound, 2:58 to go. Down 11, it's still a doable game, but they really got to start focusing both on offense and on defense.
Yeah, it's going to take a very drastic turn of events here. With they got to start hitting their threes. They got to start getting hot from beyond the arc. Get yourself back within a couple possessions. If you can do that, if you can get this, a little closer, then who knows what can happen.
As that is going to be the 6th team foul on YULA. So now Kohelet will go to the line after every foul. And now that Callan has the chance to bring it within 10, we see all the starters for YULA looking to check back into the game. Got Hollander, Goodbye, Robin, and Yoni Hollander, and Yishai Rosenblatt, all checking into the game. They'll look to close it out alongside Josh Barak.
Yeah, and I think what Coach Pollock was telling his guards, Goodbye, and Robin, he was telling them to slow it down. Take your time, run the entire shot clock. Don't let this defense push you forward. Don't let them force you to do things you don't want to do. Play your own game and get out of here with the win.
And as every good coach, he's looking to his smart veteran players to really close out the game, just playing smart, taking care of the basketball, making all the right decisions. Those are the guys you turn to in these moments. As Barak, top of the key. Gets it back. Now it's Robin. Barak. Barak to Goodbye. Goodbye. Over to Robin for 3. In and out from Robin. And Benjamini has it for Kohelet. It's a good find by Benjamini, but Levitt coughs it up. Goodbye with it. And I'd expect to see a little bit more urgency defensively, like you said. Like 2 minutes to go, a double-digit game. I can't believe they're not, as I say that, they're not moved up. But I think you got to be really pressing the ball over here.
Yeah, it's not enough to just stand, move up a couple feet. I think you got to get in their face, be extra physical and aggressive. If you foul them, it's fine because you're looking for upside. You're looking for steals and extra possessions.
Yeah, at this point in a 4-possession game, you're not just going to be able to get stops and hit threes. It's going to have to take a little bit more than that. You're going to have to force some turnovers. Can't just let YULA milk out the clock, as there's going to be 20 seconds left on the shot clock with Yoni Hollander to inbound. And once again, I just can't believe that Kohelet's not trying to, press on the inbound. As it's Barak. Now Rosenblatt. Cross court to Hollander. Hollander drives baseline. Kicks it out for Barak. Barak drives in with the floater. And that's no good. And good effort on that by Yishai Rosenblatt, allowing YULA to grab the rebound. Goodbye tried to get it in, no good. And gets it in, gets his own rebound and puts it back in.
Yeah, and Yosef, what's been really impressive about this YULA team is it hasn't just been one person. It's been everyone. It's been everyone. I don't think anyone on the team is in double digits right now. It's a very balanced attack, and that's something that's going to serve them well as the tournament progresses.
After the game ends, be sure to stay tuned to the Yachad postgame show, as we will be interviewing the stars of the game. We would also like to thank all of our sponsors. If you would like to become a MacsLive sponsor, email us at yumaxlive@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram or Twitter. Once we're giving thanks to our sponsors, we would like to give an additional thank you to all of the members of MacsLive that put a lot of effort generally into all of these games. And specifically to this one, Executive Director Eitan Traurig, Executive Producer Zevi Panzer, Associate Director David Raviv, Director Harrison Tassler, Camera Operators Tova Farber, Hannah Coopersmith, Lev Urschler, Donnie Horowitz, Tech Ops Zachary Strolovich, and Stats by Sammy Levitt and Peter Osen.
And additionally, a big thank you to Yosef Silver for an incredible job here today behind the mic.
As that 3 is no good from Wiener. And I believe it's going to be a loose ball foul. They called that on number 5, Asher Liss.
And as we were talking about it before, it's really, when looking for a player of the game, it's really hard because there's such a well-rounded YULA team. There's so many star players who can maybe get their 20 points if they wanted, but it's a very unselfish, well-coached team, and they're going to be a force going forward.
Yes, definitely one of the top teams in this tournament. As it's 40 to go, Kohelet looking to push, find a wide open Levitt, and that is blocked by number 10, Michael Greenfield, although they're going to call a foul. That was a nice amount of contact.
Michael Greenfield showing off the athleticism on that one. Looks like he got the wrist. He may argue otherwise, but nevertheless, a good hustle. Good hustle by him.
And with Greenfield being a smaller guy at 5'8", good to see him get up there.
And Yosef, I think it's imperative to note the fight by this Kohelet team. A lot of people thought this was going to be a very lopsided game. A lot of the experts were predicting a big win for YULA, but Kohelet has, as you see, Izzy Wiener getting standing ovation from the crowd. A very hard-fought, tough game. Gave us a lot of good basketball. And they had him on the ropes. They had him for a bit, but YULA's talent and coaching was just a little too much in the end.
As now approximately 3 seconds separate shot and game clock. I'd imagine YULA tries to milk it out here. And I was I was one of the people on the panel that did pick YULA in this game, but I was really impressed by what I saw with Kohelet. I think I predicted the average margin of victory on the panel was around 30 points, and with only an 11-point game over here, definitely an impressive showing from YULA, from Kohelet.
Yeah, and I think going forward, tournament's not over for Kohelet. They still got, I believe it's Tier 2. Qualifiers coming up tomorrow. They're going to have a chance at winning Tier 2, and if not, they'll have a chance at winning Tier 3. Still some hardware to play for. Still a lot to play for this team, and I'm going to be tuning in. I'm very excited to see what Kohelet does the rest of this tournament. I already got, I'm a big fan.
Yes, Kohelet can definitely be a force within Tier 2. They'll have an opportunity to prove that they deserve their spot in Tier 2 tomorrow. That game will take place in TABC. And depending on the outcome of the upcoming Mag and David MTA game, they will either play, if MTA wins, then Kohelet would take on the number 17 seeded Cooper Max, whereas if Magan were to defeat MTA, then Kohelet would take on the number 18 Hebrew Academy of Montreal. As this game is now over, 51-40 the final. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Yachad postgame show.
We've come a long way, haven't we? Chalk it up to maturity over time. Because this time, we will not be silent. This time, we will stand strong and proud. This time, we will hold our ground. This time, they'll never stop me from being me. Clipped, show who you are.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. This is the Yachad postgame show, brought to you by Yachad, where YULA has just defeated Kohelet by a score of 51-40. And let's send it down to Matthew Lauren, who is standing by with our players of the game, Yishai Rosenblatt and Alex Gabai. Matthew, take it away.
All right, I'm standing by with Alex Gabai and Yishai Rosenblatt. Guys, great win today. What do you think went right in the second half today?
To be honest, we saw, the first few minutes we pushed and then we started to slow it down for some reason. And then we started to do
All right, Yishai. Versus Ida Crowden. Exactly. All right, is there anybody that you want to shout out that is watching back in LA?
Shout out legend Coach Reamer, Jeff Reamer, the legend.
All right. I think that's it, guys. Mazel tov on the win, and good luck tomorrow in the rest of the tournament.
And thank you, Matthew, for that. As YULA in this gym tomorrow will take on the Ida Crown Aces in a Tier 1 quarterfinal game. With Ida Crown, their strong win today over the Ramaz Rams, whereas Kohelet will be in TABC tomorrow, fighting for their spot in Tier 2. Don't go anywhere. Look in the description of this video for our next game, MTA and Mag and David. We will be back with that broadcast in about 5 minutes. For Yosef Silver, for Avery Stepner, I am Yosef Silver. For Avery Stepner, I'm Yosef Silver. Have a great one.